AdoramaTV presents You Keep Shooting with Bryan Peterson.
Well, I'm in the beautiful countryside of Tuscany here in Italy, inside of an old farmhouse. And as you can see, this old farmhouse is no longer being used for the livestock that it once held. The bustling activity of years gone by has ceased, but yet the beauty of this place is evident. Outside through once was a doorway is now somewhat broken out, is a distant, beautiful rolling green hills of Tuscany, quite famous for that, along with other old farmhouses amongst that hillside. Well, what are we going to do about this? It's going to make this an exciting image. Hi, I'm Bryan Peterson, and you're watching AdoramaTV. And what I've got here is the beautiful Tuscany landscape through this broken out doorway, and it's a real simple exposure. I determined I need somewhat a moderate depth of field. I'm at f/16. I'm using my 24-85, and I'm framing up through this window, and I take a shot pretty simple at f/16, adjust my shutter speed for the ambient light outside, and not surprising, as you can see, I get a silhouetted foreground of that doorway, black as it is, against the ambient natural light outside, because I'm shooting my natural light exposure for the outside light. What we want to do, however, is make this a lot more exciting, so out comes the flash. I've got an amber gel on the flash, and that's going to illuminate the interior of that same wall that we once now see as black silhouetted shape with beautiful, warm, low-angled sunlight. This is, after all, nothing more than a miniature sun. The amber gel makes that beautiful warm glow. Let's go back to where we started, however. We're at f/16. I'm at a 90th of a second for my ambient light exposure. I'm not going to change a thing. What I am going to do is dial up on the back of my Nikon SB900 manually. I'm putting in f/16. I dial that in like so, and I look above the distance scale, and I see at f/16 with 200 ISO, my distance, flash to subject distance, it says, Bryan, for correct exposure, you need to be 16 feet flash to subject distance. That is to say, flash to the wall. Well, I'm a little closer than 16. In fact, I'm about 11 feet. But because I have an amber gel, that's going to eat up some of that light normally from the 16-foot flash distance, so I would want to close that distance by going into about 11 feet to compensate. Well, I'm already at 11 feet. So let's take a look with the flash exposure. f/16, not going to change that. We're at a 90th, not going to change that. We've just dialed up 16 on the flash to make a correct exposure with the flash. And take a look at that now flash interior shot. Again, with the background exactly exposed as we had prior. Beautiful. The sun has risen and come in here and flooded this room up with early morning light, when in fact, all we've done is use the flash. Something to think about the next time you're out shooting and you've got a dark interior with an exterior that's illuminated with natural light. Maybe you ought to consider your flash. Until next time, this is Bryan Peterson saying, you keep shooting.
This episode is brought to you by AdoramaTV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center, where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store, located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.